Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Wildkard. You know, I was contemplating not making this video. I feel like there's just too much negativity on my channel, and I don't want to bring you guys, negativity to your weekend. I want you guys to be happy, to smile, to watch some good rugby, and yeah, so I was gonna quit and go to bed, but then I suddenly remembered I don't play for the Wallabies and I don't quit. So we're gonna make this review and I'm gonna stay positive, right? And we're gonna, look at the good parts and we're not gonna get too negative and bogged down. In fact, we're not gonna get bogged down by the negativity at all with this review. Let's go. So, Brumbies versus the Chiefs. The Chiefs, once again, has shown that why they're top of the ladder. Yeah, the defense won the game. This was a international level, almost defense for the Chiefs. There was nothing too fancy about what the Chiefs did today. There was no crazy kicking game. D-Mac was playing fullback, so he wasn't really, I guess, given the opportunity as much as he did in the previous games where he was able to kick a lot of tactical kicking. And yeah, the Chiefs' game plan was pretty simple. There was a lot of just hard running, a lot of, offloads, and then there was a lot of the tries that came from, unforced, I guess forced errors, you could say, from Brumbies errors, like broken play, essentially, where they're able to capitalize those to convert those into points. And yeah, the Brumbies, on the other hand, if I was to stick to the positives, I thought the week's break was definitely really good for them because a lot of the players definitely look quite relaxed out there today. And really, really, it was a great strategy, taking a week off, and then to coming here and have a nice, relaxing time, not making tackles, and you got to keep those shoulders loose, I guess. You got to, protect yourself from injury for the Wallabies, I guess. And yeah, it was the defense from the Brumbies was quite the contrast to the Chiefs, and there was one point I was gonna say great acting from Brodie Retallick that was worthy of an Oscar nomination. About 50 minutes into the first half, Alan Alatoa gets a yellow card, puts a shot, bit of a shoulder, touched Brodie Retallick's neck, head, not a neck, head, hit him in the head. Yes, he deserved to be a yellow card. I was screaming, absorbing tackle, but apparently that was not Nick Berry didn't see it that way, so I was like, come on, Nick, that was an absorbing tackle, okay? If I ever see one, that was definitely an absorbing tackle. But Nick Berry and the TMO, quite frankly, didn't know what an absorbing tackle was. Issued a yellow card for Alan Alatoa. Brodie Retallick, though, went down holding his head. Oh my god, he even dropped the ball, right? Like, you hit him so hard, he was on the ground rolling, right? The ball came off his hand, and they had to go on to have a look at him and then, review the video to make sure that Alan Alatoa to get a yellow card. And then he got up and it was fine. He didn't even go off for HIA for sure. I thought for sure he was going to go off for HIA, right? Considering the fact that he was rolling on the ground. And he was fine. He got up. He played on. Worthy of an Oscar, actually. I thought for sure he was going to go at least get it tested, right? Not even going to get a HIA test. Just played on. Good old Brodie Retallick. And, that just proves it was an absorbing tackle, right? Like, he was absolutely okay to play on. Alan Alatoa didn't have to go take a break for 10 minutes, but hey, it is what it is. Well done to you, Mr. Retallick. Next, so yeah, some interesting stats in the game. Let's have a look at. So the Brumbies actually had a bit more dominance in the second half. I felt like the Chiefs absorbed a lot of tackles. This game, the Brumbies was not really able to make any sort of kind of like gain out of any. Yeah, really not able to break those the defense. And the Brumbies passes were a little bit sloppy at times as well. There were a few times where Brumbies were really close to the try line. If the passes had gone to hand, even if just not just like gone to hand, if the passes had just be a bit sharper, like there was a lot of like loopy passes that just took too long to get to the target, and really like with the rush defense from the Chiefs, really just lost the opportunity because of the slow travel time of the ball. So it was a few sloppy execution there in the Brumbies side that led to a lack of opportunities being converted. So yeah, you can see Brumbies 172 carries, to the Chiefs 198. Like that's way more opportunities given. And yeah, the Brumbies conceded 21 turnovers to the Chiefs 12. So that is the big difference there. They had plenty of opportunities and not able to convert it into points. And then yeah, getting turned over at the breakdowns also really didn't help them at all. 133 tackles, the Brumbies, 33 missed tackles. Like that is quite a lot. And the Chiefs, on the other hand, 211, 21 missed tackles. This is the international test level. 10% missed tackle rate. It's quite good. Kicks in play, like I said, nothing too fancy from both teams. There was no crazy 50. Was it even a 50-22? I don't think there was a 50-22 this game. And the lineouts, the Brumbies had plenty of opportunities for their set piece as well. The Moore was really well defended. I think one of the commentators made a really good point that defending of the Moore is an attitude thing, is a mental thing where you're gonna just get everyone mentally psyched up to defend the Moore. And the Brumbies has a good Moore, and yeah, really was defended well for the Chiefs. That's the same thing can be said for a tackle. I remember an old coach used to tell everyone that tackle is attitude. It's not really it's you just gotta have the mentality to make those tackles. You have the determination, the mindset to take those hits, to make those tackles, and then you will make the tackles. It's not really it really makes a big difference having the right attitude, mental attitude going in to make those tackles. Scrums 6 to 9. Slipper was struggling a little bit. I felt he did slip a few scrums. The Chiefs did have I thought the Chiefs had a bit of a stronger scrums throughout the game. Penalties conceded, only 6 for the Brumbies. So the overall discipline was quite good. The Brumbies was in possession of the ball a lot more than the Chiefs. Chiefs 11 tackles made and 11 penalties conceded. There was 1 yellow card, like I said, to Alan Alatoa on an absorbing tackle to Brody Retallick. Anyway, with that being said, let's go through some of the tries, the points that were scored today. So yeah, 11 minutes into the game, the Brumbies, 3 minutes into the game, the Chiefs gets the first try on the ball. They had a scrum, Centerville like 50 meters out. Basically, it was just like a high school play, essentially. Jacobson gets the ball, picks the ball up, back of scrum, goes to the very short blind side, just runs down the blind side, and 50-something meters, I think it was, close to 50 meters, big run. Jacobson goes in for the first try for the Chiefs, just easy as that. 11 minutes into the game, the Brumbies gets an opportunity. Tamati Tua made a huge run. Brumbies, he runs in and bumps off Brad Weber and actually taking him out of the game. Brad Weber got knocked pretty hard on his bum and then whiplashed his head on the ground. He got absolutely destroyed by Tamati, and then he gets really close to try line, just a bit short, pops the ball to Len Ikitown for the try. Tamati looked like he was tackled earlier, but no one was holding him, so he got up and run again, which the referee deemed was okay. So yeah, that was a huge play by the Brumbies, getting themselves back on the board. 18 minutes is when the yellow card was issued for the absorbing tackle. Brody Retallick did not have to go out for a HIA, but that is what it is. So 22 minutes into the game, there was a penalty for the Brumbies. Oh no, penalty against the Brumbies in the scrum. D-Mac pops this one through for the first 3 point for the first penalty for the Chiefs. First penalty for the Chiefs. 32 minutes into the game, the Brumbies had a nice little scrum inside the Chiefs had a nice little scrum inside the Brumbies 22. The ball comes out when the ball went to what's his name? Uwani. What's his name? What's his first name? Josh Uwani gets the ball, right? And one of the Brumbies player defender just shot out of the line way too quick. He runs out. He tries to take out Uwani, and he just really wasn't holding his own balance. Essentially, just completely overshot the tackle and got just easily. But Uwani just shrugged him off, just sidestepped him, and just shrugged him off. And then suddenly there was a huge gap because this player shot out to make the tackle, and Uwani just runs straight through. Big open gap. He also had D-Mac next to him, so he could probably pop the pass if he was running to a tackle. But yeah, easy try for Uwani. And then the next try, 30 when was this? This was oh yeah, this was 32. And then just before halftime, the Brumbies was putting a lot of pressure in front of the Chiefs trial, and there was about, like 7 minutes or so, or pretty much the entire last 5 minutes of the first half was just Brumbies pounding inside the Chiefs 22, and they could not convert that into points. And then Chiefs was able to hold. There was a couple of sloppy passes here for the Brumbies, which could have probably converted into a try if those passes had just been a bit sharper. Second half, 54 minutes into the second half was the first try. There was a lot of quite stale in the first 50 minutes or so. Like neither team was able to put sustained pressure. So Ratima, there was basically the Chiefs put on a lot of defensive pressure once again on the Brumbies, and there was basically Brumbies had two forwards trying to do one of a pretty standard like 1-2 play where this one forward would run up and then a short ball to a second forward to try to make a half break sort of thing. Just short, like two forwards running into the same channel essentially, and the two forwards got a bit too cute. This was read perfectly by Ratima as one of the forwards was trying to pop to the second one. Ratima runs between them and intercepts the ball and runs down the other end. Yeah, got a bit too cute there for the two forwards, and this was also like an inside ball as well. So it was really obvious, and and the gap between the two forwards was probably a bit too far as well. There's normally with this sort of like parallel forward crash balls, the forwards are much closer, like almost shoulders to shoulders, but they're like quite far apart. So yeah, Ratima read this, or saw this huge gap, ran in, and picked the ball and went for another try. The Brumbies finally got themselves back into position. It was looking quite dire. Almost 70 minutes, 68 minutes before Brumbies finally cracked the defense in the second half. There was a lot of like pick and go. Before the Brumbies scored the second try, the Chiefs got themselves in the Brumbies 22 due to some penalties. And then they had a lot of pick and goes from the ruck just in front of the Brumbies try line, and eventually there was who was it? But yeah, eventually the ball goes to Stevenson, and who goes in for the Chiefs' fourth try. So after this try was scored, the Brumbies really tried to fight back. Yeah, 69 minutes. It took almost 30 minutes in the second half before the Brumbies was able to almost 30 minutes before the Brumbies was able to finally score. A lot of sustained pressure, a lot of defense. Finally, there was a nice clean hands to the winger. Just quick hands, and nobody really fumbled it, or nobody there was no loopy passes, just clean, quick, sharp passes to the winger, and Corey Toole goes into the corner, just easy as that. The same sort of situation the Brumbies had at the end of the first half where they weren't able to convert. This time they executed, they got the try, and then the Brumbies was trying to battle. They still had time to potentially make a comeback, but the Chiefs defense was just too good. Eventually, the time ran out. It took all the way till the last minute before Pete Samu crashes over for a consolation try, essentially, right at the end. And that was the end of the match, 21 points to 31. The Chiefs looked in control, looked calm and collected for the entire duration of the game. And the Brumbies, was a bit sloppy. The sharpness was a bit off. And the week off definitely not helped with the execution, with the polish. So yeah, I don't know what was happening on the field, to be honest. The execution, the polish was just not there tonight. Even the maul for the Brumbies is usually something that's quite down packed, something that the Brumbies has been doing quite well throughout the years. Wasn't really there. Wasn't really like the Chiefs was able to kind of get the jump on the maul defense every time, and the Brumbies was just staggered. Not really, didn't have the urgency to get the maul rolling before the Chiefs was able to set the defense up. So yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Thanks for watching this video. I do appreciate it. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, maybe. Cheers.